right, the other day when I was working on this to replace the couplers on this shaft, the prop shaft, I noticed that the front motor mount was busted. So I don't know if they're both busted or not. I'll have to check the other one. It doesn't look like it. So I've got the new motor mount installed on the bracket, and if I bring it up, I notice that the holes don't exactly match up. I need to pry that engine up in the air a little bit, and I'm not real sure how I'm going to do that. That doesn't give me any leverage. So I gotta find a pry spot where I can pry against something solid. Ooh, I think I found it. Let's see. Now I need to get that bolt sticking through there, and that other bolt sticking through there. And then I need to get these nuts started. And I think we'll be able to get it. Keeping true to Polaris's ambiguous commitment to one type of connector or the other, these happen to be SAE fine thread. I don't know if that's, is this gonna, I have to get down there with both hands to try and get this nut on there. And that may not be all that easy. I doubt you can see what I'm doing, but let me take you over here and show you what I'm doing. These two bolts come through the engine mounting flanges there, and this one mounts to the frame down here, and in between this mount point and this bracket is a rubber, which you probably can't see either. So anyway, we're going to need to tighten those up, and to tighten those up, of course, we need to get something that will hold the other end. There were no lock washers on this originally, unless somebody took them off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get my small impact driver and a 9/16 combination wrench and try and get the combination wrench on the back of it to hold it while I hit it with the impact driver. So I'll be right back. Hopefully you're running. Yep. All right, let's see. We first need to get this wrench in here and get it on the back side of this. Hell, it's there. I don't know if that's going to do it or not. All right. All right, now we want to get on this. I want to try and hold this in. Okay, that's one. Now, if I can get the bottom, get the wrench off, I'll be in good shape. Oh, it's tight too. Uh-oh. All right, we're gonna have to, I don't know what we're gonna have to do here. No, that won't go in there. I think that got it. Now, I got to get it on the bottom one. If I can get it out of there. Let's see. How can I do this? You can't see, can you? I don't know what you can see there, but what I want to do is come up behind there and through osmosis get that wrench installed on that nut. I think I do. Then I want to grab this, get that on the nut, and I think we just pushed it right through the wrench. Yeah. All right, we're going to try again. Ouch. Yeah, that's tight. Okay. This one down here, I believe, I won't need to hold it because it's attached to the bracket that comes down. And that shows you. Let's see, pull the engine in there like it's supposed to. Shows you that the engine wasn't where it was supposed to be. Okay. What's next on this little beauty? I think what I'm going to try and do next, got that on. I just noticed up here that I have another crack. I fixed one on the other side, and I'm going to have to fix that one too. But I think for right now, what I'm going to work on is getting this piece of plastic back on there. And I don't know exactly what type of connectors that uses, but I'm going to have to figure it out, ain't I? So I'll be back when I get the piece of plastic, the footwell, and hopefully all the necessary screws. I tried to straighten this out. This was bent up fairly bad, and I tried to straighten it out. I don't know if I did or not. This one's kind of bent up too. This end here needs to come up. So I think I'm going to go get a couple of hammers and maybe do a little bit more body work on this bracket right here. Alrighty, I will use this one for the anvil. Oh, that's much better. And this one back here. And, oh yeah, perfect. Damn, you do good work, Jack, for an old fart. Okay, trying to get this thing in here is probably not going to be easy. I may have to loosen up the bolts that hold this down in order to get this underneath this groove here. This has to fit down into that groove. This side is basically in. Let's see if we can push this one down far enough. Or pull this one, or push this one down, or pull this one up, or a combination of both. I suppose you should be over here looking at this. So let's move you around a little bit. Sorry for bumping. All right. Let's see what we can do here. We can get it down a pretty good distance. And there it goes. But how about that? We got her. All right, now there's 4 special screws that go down in here in the basin of it, here and here. And I had to cut those out when I took it apart, so I bought some extras. At least I hope I did. Let's see where they are. Oh, I know where they are. I remembered this time. Usually I don't remember. These are these special screws. I knew I was going to have to take the other side off as well. But they already have, wow, they're too long, I think. They should be M6s, but they're way too long. Let me get 4 of them. I'm going to need some fender washers and some nuts. And I will probably use fender washers on both sides, even though the metal bracket below, yeah, I won't need one on it. So I'll use fender washers on the top to protect the plastic, and just use nylock nuts on the bottom. So I'll be back with that. All right, so I need a T30 Torx that fits in there. That goes down in there. And I decided I was going to put fender washers on there, on the bottom, even though that's a piece of metal that it's going through down there. Okay. And we got nylock nuts that go on them, as well as the screws themselves. I've got thread lock on them, it looks like. The other side is all bent up too, and I'm assuming I'll have to go through the same thing. I'll have to take this piece off, this black piece, and then straighten out the bracket, and then put it all back. Oh dear. All right. This is what I was saying about Polaris never having a standard. Some of it's metric, some of it's SAE. They've even got carriage bolts in here. If you can imagine that. Why would you want a carriage bolt? All right, you can't see what I'm doing here. I'm putting the front ones in, but you've seen me put the back ones in. Just get the nuts started on there. I'm going to take a whiz wheel, and these are too long, so I'm going to cut them off. So I'm going to tighten these 4 down. Then I'm going to go get a cutoff wheel, and I'll get down on my back and lay in the dirt for a while and cut them off a little bit shorter. So I'll bring you back after I get that done. All right, so we got all 4 of those in. Maybe you can see them there. One here, one here, one here, and one here. They're all tightened down good. They haven't been cut off. The extra length hasn't been cut off yet. But what we're going to do now is we're going to take some of these guys, which are the plastic connectors that they prefer to use on this thing. So you put this one in the hole and then drive this one in behind it, I guess. Or are these both the same part? These are both the same part. That isn't going to work. There's got to be some other parts in here. Wait, I think I see some. Yeah, this is the other one. So I need some of those too. They're all down at the bottom. There's 5 of them. I don't know how many I need. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need 4 of those. 2, 3, 4. All right, let's see if we can start working on this. Are you still recording? You are. All right. I like to check with you once in a while, make sure you're still going. All right, we got that in. Now, all we got to do is get that pin in there. Does it have a preferred way of going in? Apparently it does. Maybe I should put them partly together before I put them in the hole, I suppose. I might need a hammer. There it goes. Oh yeah, that holds nice. Okay. Let's see if we can get that pin started before we actually put it in the hole. That's better. All right, now if I put this in here, push this together as much as I can. Is this lined up? No, it's not lined up. Is that lined up better? Yes, it is. Now, if we push this in, that should hold it in place. How about that? Those little things work. I'm just totally amazed. All right, we got one right here. I think that's supposed to be the same thing. See if we can get one of these ready to go. That's in there. That goes through. That gets pushed in. How about that? Cowabunga, dude. Yes, I watched Howdy Doody when I was a kid. But you may never have heard of Howdy Doody. Those things seem to hold pretty good. You know, I think some of these had screws in them, or bolts and nuts when I took it apart, but I don't think they should have. I think that was wrong. All right. Well, anyway, I got to put this piece here in. And to do that, I got to get it over the top of this, which is the gear shift. And we're going to have a working machine here pretty soon. And I'm going to have to change the oil. I think front wheel drive is working now, since I fixed that prop shaft. So let us go ahead and put this panel, let me show you here. I'll put this panel that goes in here because that has a heat shield. And this can get kind of hot on your leg if you're riding this thing. So, let me go find that panel. Oh, I got that panel right here. I don't need to go find it. One thing I think I'm going to have to do, though, is you sure like plastic up there, Polaris. I think I'm going to have to take the seat off. because I don't know if there's a way to lock that seat in there or not. There should be, but I guess not. All right, this, I think, is this the one that has the carriage bolt in it? I don't know. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the old guy here, and I'm getting to be a little bit tired. So you saw me put the footwell back on the right side of this little guy, and we're gonna do the same thing on the other side, but I got to take it off first. And if it's like this one, I'll have to cut the bolts out because they just wouldn't turn. They just stripped out. They're Torx on one end. So I'm going to start on that first thing tomorrow, and that will take care of that problem. Then the other two things I got to do to this is there's some shields that keep rocks from flying up and hitting your front drive mechanism. And I got to put those on. They're all busted off. There's little pieces of them hanging in there. And then I got to install a winch on this guy. I got one I bought at a garage sale for $5, and I got a controller for it. And I need a winch because I'm going to use this for plowing my lane, which is a pretty good sized lane out here in the country. And I'll have to buy a plow for it. I'm thinking I'm just going to buy a Polaris plow and make sure that it fits. Spend a little extra money and hopefully it'll be a good quality one. I don't know for sure if that's going to be right or not. But anyway, this is where we stand on it right now. The right side is done. And we'll be working on the left side tomorrow, but I won't film that because I already showed you on this side. And hopefully we'll get this thing all back to 100% pretty soon. And if you enjoyed this, why, I'd appreciate it if you give it a like. And if you think you'd like to see more like this, why, hit that subscription button and the little bell up there that goes ding. Lets you know that there's another one out there. That old fart's doing it again. We'll see you next time, maybe. Take care.